Hello and welcome. I'm Melissa from Morva Crafts, and lots of people have been encouraging me to have a go at doing video. So here we go, attempt number one. Apologies if it is rubbish, but we'll give it a go and see how we get on. A little bit about me before we actually get going. So I run Morva Crafts. We've been running for 2 years and we sell a range of stamps, dies, embossing folders, etc. Lots of lovely crafting products from some companies in America, including Gina K Designs, Pajama Crafter Stamps, Whimsy Stamps, Altenew and more. Check out our website for more information. But for today, I'm going to have a go at using Peaceful Petals, which is a lovely stamp, die and stencil from Gina K Designs, to make a card. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I've done is get my MISTI set up. I have my MISTI with a double background grip mat in from Gina K Designs. That's what's holding my card down. I've set up my stamps and then I've inked them up, which I'll just do another layer just to show you that. And press that down. I'm a double stamper. I like to stamp everything twice just to make sure it comes out lovely and dark. And there we go, look at that. Perfect. So next step is to die cut. Some people like to stencil before they die cut, some like to do it after, but I always worry my colouring will go a bit awry after I've die cut, and then I'll feel sad. So I do it that way around. Just before I do the die cutting, I want to clean these off. Again, it's not something you have to do, I just like to. And I'm using a tidy towel from Gina K Designs. Cleans them up beautifully, as you can see. Key thing really is just to keep it moist. And if it does dry out, just run it under the tap until it softens up. Beautiful. Okay, so next we're going to colour in our images. So I've cut them all out. If you have any bits left in, you can just use your poker tool to pop them out. They come out nice and cleanly. And then I'm going to use my MISTI for my stenciling. So I'm just going to pop this in the middle. I've got the stencil here. And I probably should have looked which way it went, but hopefully it won't be too difficult to work it out. So again, I've got my double grip mat in here. So that's just going to stick the stencil down for me. And I'm going to start some colouring with some sea glass. Sea glass is one of my favourite colours. So if you happen to go through my Facebook page, you'll see these pop up a lot. I'm using a standard blending brush, but I also have some of the detail ones just to give a little bit more definition. And then I'm going to flip to turquoise sea. It's just a little bit darker for the second flower. And if you just start on the stencil, you'll get a lovely gradient. Darker at the bottom, lighter at the top. Okay, so I carried on ink blending using the stencil. The greens I've used were Lucky Clover and Jelly Bean Green. Again, just coming up from the base, so you get a darker colour at the bottom, lighter at the top. And then for the little flowers, I've used some Tranquil Teal. Okay, so with the magic of television, we've finished ink blending our flowers. So the colours I've used in the end are Sea Glass, Turquoise Sea and Tranquil Teal. And then for the leaves, I've used Lucky Clover and Jelly Bean Green. I've then used the Master Layouts 2 to cut out a white mat, which I've embossed with a Swiss dot embossing folder. And then used the Master Layouts 2 layer to create a black background. And a card blank, which is A2 size. Okay, so we just now need to pop it all together. I'm going to cut an extra couple of the Thinking of You because I like to stick them together and raise them up. So I'll do that and then I shall press record again. Okay, so there we have the card put together. In the end, I cut an extra 2 of the flowers and an extra 2 of the sentiment, just to give them some height. and I've got some foam tape just under this half of the sentiment just to lift that up. And then I'm just going to pop some embellishments on. So these are the Gina K black, gold and silver embellishments. So they come in 3 different sizes in the pack and 3 different colours, obviously. And we're just going to pop those on. And there we go. We have our finished card. Hope you like it.